The X-Tales, BMX at Thunder Track, written by L.A. Fielding and illustrated by Victor Guiza. To Crew Jones and Bart Taylor, thanks for being Zuber Rad. Clang, clatter, smash! Charm the Kangaroo tumbled head over tail in the dirt. Her BMX bike lay on the ground in pieces. In a flash, the X-Tales pedaled their bikes over to Charm.
"What a wipeout! Are you okay?"
asked Flight the gorilla. "I think so, but my bike is a wreck," said Charm. As he helped her up, she suddenly shrieked, "Ow! My arm!"
"Oh no," said Flight. "Let's get you to the doctor right away."
At the doctor's office, Charm was in the examining room for a long time. Finally, the door opened and she slowly walked out. She was hiding something behind her back. "What's wrong?" asked Dazzle the bear. "It's the worst news ever," said Charm. "I am not allowed to bike for a whole month." Wiping away the tears, she showed them her arm. It was in a cast. The X-Tales knew why she was so sad. The Thunder Track BMX race was only a month away. There was no other race like it, and best of all, it was the chance to win the golden bike. With a broken arm, Charm's dream of racing at Thunder Track seemed impossible. Back at home, the X-Tales rode on Charm's cast to make her feel better. Then they headed out the door to practice for the race. Charm stared sadly out her bedroom window, wishing she could bike with her friends. As the weeks went by, Charm no longer smiled. The Thunder Track race was now only 2 days away, and Wisdom the lion had an idea to cheer her up. When everyone had gone to bed, he snuck out to the garage on a top-secret mission. He worked all night tinkering with tools, and by morning he was ready to surprise Charm with a present. Tiptoeing like a ninja, Wisdom placed the gift outside her bedroom door. He knocked loudly before hiding behind the couch. Charm opened the door, but no one was there. Then she saw it. "Surprise!" yelled Wisdom. The room instantly grew brighter. Charm was smiling. Hopping around the house, she shouted, "Thank you, thank you, thank you!" Soon the noise woke all of the X-Tales.
"Grrr!" growled Dazzle.
"Your bike is super sweet. To top it off, you get your cast off today. Now you can race at Thunder Track tomorrow." Charm stopped hopping and her smile disappeared. "I can't race at Thunder Track. I haven't been practicing. I can't do it." Wisdom couldn't believe his ears. Can't. Yes, you can," he said. "As long as the doctor says your arm is okay, you can race at Thunder Track. You just have to try." Unsure if her friend was right, Charm left the house to get her cast off. The next day, the X-Tales buzzed excitedly when they arrived at Thunder Track. "Look," said Mischief the wolf, "we have to jump over ooey gooey slime."
"Hey, over there," pointed Flight. "We have to ride across an airplane."
"And I see a loop-de-loop. We get to go upside down," shouted Wisdom. Everyone was excited except for Charm. The doctor had said she could race, but Thunder Track looked scary. Remembering what Wisdom had told her, she whispered to herself, "I can do it. I can do it." Feeling better, she joined her friends for their safety check. Wearing helmets, gloves, race pants, and jerseys, they were ready for fur-blowing speed. The rules were simple. 4 animals raced in each qualifying race. The first animal to cross the finish line would be in the final race. Mischief the wolf and Crash the hippo lined up beside a jumpy giraffe and a radical rhino. The horn blasted and they pedaled hard out of the start gate. "Ga-woom-fa!" bellowed Crash as he clumsily took the lead. Right behind him was Mischief, who had a plan. Crash grinned, thinking he was going to win, but his legs felt tired. The track was so long. He began to breathe harder and harder. Just before the finish line, Mischief put his plan into action. Because he saved his energy, he was able to pedal super fast. He passed Crash and finished first. The crowd howled in delight, so naturally, Mischief howled back. "Ow-woo!" Things didn't go so well for some of the X-Tails, and they had wild wipeouts. Dazzle got slimed. Ooh! Flight missed his plane ride. Ouch! And Wisdom got a flat tire and only made it halfway around the loop-de-loop. Luckily, he landed on the safety mattress. Phew! Now it was Charm's turn for her qualifying race. Lining up, she looked over her shoulder and saw a toothy tiger, a mustached moose, and a peachy pig. The horn sounded and they bolted out of the start gate. Charm stayed at the back of the pack. After landing a few jumps, she was no longer worried. Her bike felt super awesome. She jumped over the pig who had decided to take a bath in the slime. Next up was the plane. No problem. And then Charm waved bye-bye to the moose as she rocketed around the loop-de-loop. Charm was in second place and right behind the toothy tiger. She saw the finish line coming, so she made her move. Darting low, she kicked her kangaroo legs into high gear to cross the finish line first. The crowd went bonkers. Charm had made it to the final race. After catching her breath, she lined up beside Mischief the wolf, a cranky crocodile, and a cheeky cheetah. Waiting for the horn, Charm felt a pitter-patter on her helmet. She looked up and saw a black cloud ready to burst. Seconds later, the rain poured down and turned the dirt into mud. And then the horn sounded and they were off. Slipping and sliding, the racers were still able to put on a show with high-flying tricks. No-hander, can-can, tabletop, and a Superman. They jumped over the ooey-gooey slime, but when Mischief and the cheetah landed, their tires stuck in the mud. They flew over their handlebars and ended up with a face full of muck. Only Charm and the cranky crocodile were left in the race. They bumped handlebars on the plane and rubbed tires on the loop-de-loop. With the finish line coming, Charm crouched low and did her famous kangaroo kick to pedal faster. And do you know what happened? She tried to go faster, but it was like pedaling in quicksand. At the last second, the crocodile popped a wheelie and lifted his front tire out of the mud. He zipped past Charm and crossed the finish line first. The crocodile had won the golden bike. The X-Tails ran up to Charm, who had a big, happy smile. "I had a blast, even though I didn't win. You were right, Wisdom. Believing I can is much better than saying I can't. I just had to try." "Wow," said Crash. "You and Mischief are so muddy, I hardly recognize you two." Charm and Mischief looked at each other with sneaky grins and said, "This calls for a group hug." "Not a group hug," the other X-Tails begged, but it was too late. Charm and Mischief had their muddy paws all over them. "Oh, gross!" they squealed. After lots of giggling and laughing, they congratulated the winning crocodile, who didn't look cranky anymore. The end.
To purchase books and learn more about the X-Tales, visit us at www.thextales.com.